Hi guys, it's me, 16 Bichim, without Julian. It's gonna take a while for Julian to get back here because he's in Disneyland in Paris, and then it has little time, and then I'm gonna get married, so I will have little time. And I got a shitload of pickups these last couple of days, 2 weeks actually, last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna show them to you already because yeah, otherwise I will simply forget what I got. So I will start off with the stuff I got today because that's the most easy. Dude from the Power Rangers was €1 in the thrift store. Today I went to do a pickup. I will show you the pickup. And because there was an accident on the highway, I went back to the small local routes, and there are some thrift stores there, so I picked up some games. These were 10 a piece, boxed, N64 games, Turok Rage Wars, the original Turok, not in mint condition, but okay condition, and I think 10 is a fair price. People who complain about game prices, €47, brand new in 2000 or 2001. So the first thrift store I visited, there was nothing of interest. The second one had a lot of awesome stuff. First, some cool DVDs. Bad Taste from Peter Jackson. The Return of the Swamp Thing. And then E.T., the special edition with unseen footage. And then some big box PC games. Normally I don't tend to pick these up, but for 50 cents a piece, you can't complain there. Star Wars Force Commander. If anybody really wants these, contact me, because probably they'll just end up on the shelf, and I'm not really a big box PC collector. This one I played back in the day, Total Annihilation. Pretty cool game. In one of the games, I believe the Star Wars one, there was also Simpsons the movie DVD. And then I also got this really cool G.I. Joe vehicle, Mean Dog it's called. You can make 2 vehicles out of it, but all the extras like the guns and the rockets are missing. And even the stickers, normally they still have stickers on them. They wanted $2.20 a piece. I said, well, it's actually the same toy, so could you do $2.20 for the entire toy? And they said yes, which is strange for a thrift store. The DVDs were $1.50 a piece. And then I also bought a bag of Legos. Normally I don't tend to pick up Legos anymore, but because this one had the plan for a set that I really wanted as a kid. So it's an entire bag with random parts, but I was almost able to make the set out of the parts included. I will have spares to complete it correctly, but the main parts are there, like the door and the stickers and the umbrella, so that's cool. $3.50 for the bag of Legos, which is also not really expensive. What else? So let's go to yesterday. Yesterday I visited 2 flea markets together with Julian, and one of the first items we bought was this Jurassic Park lunchbox from the Lost World, Hungry, for 50 cents. I will use it to store my G.I. Joe weapons. Normally I was gonna give it to Dimfy and Sam, but they already had it, so they don't need it anymore. And then there was this cool reseller guy who was lowering his prices. I guess he needed the money. He told me he needed allowance money to go to on holiday. So yeah, he had a lot of Mega Drive games, but they were all games I already had. So the ones I picked out were just for the collection. They were all 5 apiece. Knockout Boxing. He was originally charging 15 for this, so G-Lock, which is strangely a game I don't have yet, also was asking 10. In California Games, California, I have this one loose in really bad shape, so now it's nice and boxed and complete. I also took 3 Game Boy games from him at 3 apiece. The one I'm not showing will be Prehistoric Man by Titus Software, which is a SNES port on the Game Boy Advance, because it's downstairs in my Game Boy Advance. 2 other ones I got were Tailspin and Burger Time. So normally it would have been 15 plus 9, so 24, and I asked him, would you do 20? So 20 for 6 games. I think that's a good deal. What else did I got yesterday? Oh yeah, my Gojira. I got another one of these. This is a small one, not a big one like the other one. This one I think is actually a fake because it doesn't have any copyright on it. It's exactly the same dragon but smaller, and I think the attention to detail on the unofficial one is even a bit better. She wanted 8, I got her down to 5, which is okay. I also got Wario Land 4 loose on the Game Boy Advance, but that's also downstairs in my Game Boy. Then I saw this lying around. It was complete. It still is complete, but it had the box. The game was outside, and the manual was tossed somewhere else. I'm still repairing the manual because it was really wrinkled. She didn't know what to ask for. It was from her colleague, and I said 3, and she accepted it. So, Box Kit Icarus for €3. Can't complain. Then we went to another flea market, which was super shabby, but I still got something out of it. Kingdom Hearts, which is cool. It was Kingdom Hearts 2, sorry, for €1. Ain't complaining. Then in last week, I think on Thursday, yeah, maybe Wednesday, I went to eat lunch with my mother, and on the way there, there's not a thrift store, it's like a junk shop. I bought stuff there before, like Mighty Max on the Mega Drive, and he had a lot of boxed MSX games. Now, he had them already on some second-hand site. I said, well, what do you want for all of them? And he said, 70. At first I said, what do you want for these 2? And he said 70, and I said, would you toss in this one? And he said, yeah, nobody wants this one. And then I offered him 60, and he took it because, well, it was immediate cash, of course, and you never ever find MSX games in the wild here. There's a little bit water damaged, but the cartridges look mint, like they've never been played before. So I think this was just in somebody's basement for a long time. 60 for these 3 is pretty good deal. These 2 go for 40 bucks, and this one around 30. I would have thought this one would be super cheap, but still, box it goes around €30. MSX games just are super expensive and impossible to find. Then, oh yeah, Friday I went to Brussels. Gotta get a cartridge out of my SNES. And for work, and I don't know if you remember, but I bought these a couple of months ago. They put in the wrong disc, so I went back. It was in January, I believe. Yeah, 24 January, and they put in the wrong disc, so I went back there and asked them, do you still have my disc, please? And they had. The guy searched for like 20 minutes or something, and actually here they wrote 15, but it should have been 158, so they forgot to write the 8, and that's why I got the wrong disc. But I'm super glad they searched for it. It's only €2, but you know, it's a cool movie and I wanted it complete. Then in the same store I bought the Seed Warzone. Don't know anything about this game, but it's an hurtin game, which is a Japanese company, and they tend to make decent games. And for €2, pretty obscure release, so I'm gonna check it out. And then I went to Pele Mele, which is probably my favorite store in Brussels because they're not cheap, but they also have always cool shit, and the prices are never ridiculous. Like, they're the eBay prices with a couple of euros off, or just the eBay price, but you don't have to pay shipping. So I tend to pick up stuff there. Secret of Evermore, €30, USA version. Been wanting to play this one for a long time, never found it. Now I have it. Lagoon, €8, which is an excellent price, I think. Already have this one, sadly. I wasn't sure. I thought I had it, but I wasn't sure. But my copy is written on, so maybe I can sell my copy off for €8. And then last, but certainly not least, Street Fighter Alpha 2 or 02, €15, which is a bit expensive for the Japanese version, but it's a cool game. This one is not that bad. Everybody says it's a horrible port and blah blah, but I played it through and I enjoyed it a lot. It's actually not a Saturn port or the Dreamcast version, but it's still good. It's a SNES, you know. Then I went back to my hometown Antwerp, and because I've been collecting more and more toys, I went to one of the ancient toy stores in my hometown and looked through the toys, but they only had like 2003 He-Mans, and I saw some Small Soldiers, $1. So Dick Tracy, the mini cars, they still had them, but not expensive stuff, you know, not like some G.I. Joe's boxed or something. But behind the counter, I asked her, "Do you still have video games?" Like, this lady is in her 80s or something. So no, I don't have video games. And right behind her head, I see Atari VCS games, and I picked out one, Q*bert. They were all Tiger Vision or Parker Bros. Releases. This was the only one that was still completely sealed. Like, the other ones still had parts of their seal or whatever. I should have picked up Super Cobra because that's actually one of my favorite games. But it was really sun faded, so, and the price is not that cheap. €24. It was like, if I take more, can I get a discount? And she was like, "Sir, I mean, these come from 3,000 Belgian francs, and I already priced them down to 1,459 Belgian francs. So they came from 3,000 is like not €75, or originally they were priced €75. So she said, "You already got a pretty good discount." But discount, of course, already happened before the year 2000. So I was like, but she wouldn't budge. She said, "If I sell it cheaper, the resellers, they just buy it up and they sell it online." So she knows that people do that, but why doesn't she do that herself? I mean, she could put these up on second-hand site and they would sell quite instantaneously. I mean, come on, even for €25. But it's cool to have like a sealed Atari game that's not like a game from Atari themselves, because those are pretty common sealed. One of my favorite games, well, the only secondhand game store in town, had in some pretty cool stock, like cool DS games and Game Boy games, a lot of Japanese stuff. So I picked out some games after asking some advice to Sam. Chronos Twin, Lux Pain, and then Teenage Zombies, and Solomon's Key, the Japanese version for the Game Boy Color, which is pretty cool. I don't think it was released in the West. So normally this was priced 37 euros, but he always gives me a discount, so 4 games for 30 euros. Pretty nice deal. Oh yeah, I was playing on my new chip PlayStation, and in one of the boxes I found Metroid 2, the Japanese version, so I bought this in Japan for less than €1, and I completely forgot about it. So it's not a purchase, but a refund. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago, the flea market in Mortsel. There was this guy there. It was a really awkward situation. And I don't know if he was a reseller or not, but he had asked people to bring out games. And he was like picking out the best ones when I arrived there. And I was like, ooh, games. And he was like, stay away. And I was like, oh, okay, sorry. And he was the person selling it. He didn't know anything about the values. He really didn't care. But the guy was like, he said like €2 a piece for Game Boy games. And then the guy who was buying them was like, man, these are really old, you don't have the charger, blah blah blah, it's too expensive, €2. And I was like, I'll pay €2 for Zelda Link's Awakening. And he was like, you stay out of this. And then he was like getting mad at me, and I said, well, maybe I'll give €5 for Link's Awakening. And so the guy was like starting to twitch. But I mean, come on, if somebody brings out a big lot of good PlayStation 2 games, good Game Boy games, good Game Boy Advance games, you just say €50, give it to the man, take everything and walk away. Don't start picking out the best games. And then, I mean, by the time the guy was paying and finishing up, there was only four of us interested in video games, if you know what I mean. So I got his first scraps. In total, it was 25 for, I think, Time Crisis. This one was not included. I don't know. Oh, man, it's already 2 weeks. I think for this stack, the guy asked me €25. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. So that's €2.50 a piece, which is not an awful lot. Oh no, these two were also included. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games. €25 for 12 games. I mean, I'm not complaining at that price, and I'm not cherry picking. I just take everything then. So first up, the Game Boy games. Raider Mission, Donkey Kong, which is an excellent game. I think I already have it. Well, I'm pretty sure I already have it. Tomb Raider. Don't know if that's a good game or not. Kirby's Pinball Land, which I don't have for sure. Crazy Castle 3. Bad and Red, Skate or Die, yeah. Which I was surprised to see is actually a platform type of game, which is cool. And then another copy of F1 Race. I see you thinking like, why the fuck did you took it? Well, I have an empty box for it with the 4-player adapter, so I want 4 cartridges to actually play this game once with 4 people. Crazy Castle 3. He was also saying, what are you asking on the manuals? And the guy who was selling was like, you just take the manual of the games you buy. Like, he was completely oblivious to the selling of rare video games things. Kurin, I already have this one, but I just bought it. So it's 13 games for 25 euros because I also bought this one. Damn, I don't know where it is. So that's an excellent deal, you know. The manuals are all there. Then Time Crisis Platinum, but excellent box condition. And I don't have this one yet, surprisingly. This is the one where I thought at the first guy buying the stuff, like sucker, he said, I don't want PlayStation 2, they're not worth anything. And this one was in there, so yeah. He was also checking prices on his phone while looking through the games. I mean, come on. Time Crisis 3. And that's why he put a Kirby back. So apparently for €1.50, €2, it isn't worth that. Or he wasn't looking correctly. This one I'm pretty happy with. Activision made the best games on the Atari. Jak and Daxter, the original, I think. So that was that find. On the same day, I also at another booth found some games. Oh man, something is wrong. Roger Rabbit, Star Wars, Episode 1 Racer, Drawn to Life, and Metal Gear Acid 2, which comes with a completely crazy solid eye thing that you have to put over your PSP so that you can see 3D. And she was asking 3 a piece, so I just paid the 12. Man. I also found whoops, a boxed, no, sorry, not a boxed, a PS1, a chipped PS1 with 3 controllers. I will show you the other ones were just regular DualShocks gray ones. This one is for the PS1, which is nice because I have a PS1 but not the original PS1 controller. He asked 15 for oh my god, my neighbor just started drilling. Sorry guys. He asked 15 for the modded PS1. I said 10, sorry, and we ended up agreeing on 12. He said you can have all the games with them, but they were all copies, so why would I want those? I just want the modded one. I already have a modded one, but I want a second one just to be safe. I want one to play my import games, of course. I just took one of the copied games because it's cool. And it comes with a copy. It's Castlevania. Sadly, it isn't working. So the game that was in there was this disc, and that one is working. So 12 for a modded PS1, original PlayStation with RGB cable and 3 DualShocks controllers and a memory card. I think that's an okay deal. Then that was last Saturday. So at the same booth, I bought those 3 games. These ones, like Metal Gear Acid. I also bought some Mighty Max toys. These were 50 cents a piece. They're pretty cool. I mean, for 50 cents. Sadly, the figures are missing on the inside. Most of the figures are missing here, and this one is a figure. Whoa. Now I can't close it anymore, of course. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 Mighty Max toys, including a small one. €2 for that bag. Then the last day, so Sunday, 2 weeks ago Sunday, Julian came also to my place and we went flea market hunting in my neighborhood. And I also found some games here. Populous. This one was €4. This was the first thing I found, so then this lady, she had a lot of retro games. I mean, a lot, just two, two or three. And she was asking 5 on the game, so I bought Ariton Senna, Super Monaco 2, and Aztec Adventure. I already had Aztec Adventure, but my copy was in horrible shape. I also picked up a Fire Pro X converter to play SNES games on my Super Famicom. This is the first one I found. This is the third one I pick up, and the first one that actually works completely, so that's nice. And she only wanted €1 for this. Sweet! Then we also found some GameCube games. Last year or 2 years ago I bought like most of her stock for €5. It was Wind Waker, I believe Twilight Princess, Mario Kart, Double Dash, and another one for 5 apiece. So now she had the leftovers there for 1 apiece. So I picked up Call of Duty, Big Red One, Burnout, Need for Speed Underground, and 007 Agent Under Fire. For 1 apiece, you really can't complain. Also at this flea market, I picked also up some records, but I'll show them together with Julian because he can comment on them. Found some original TMNT figures. I got all 4 of them with weapons for 5. He was asking 8 and I haggled down to 5. I'm really glad because like these are all the original ones in excellent condition with their weapons, which mostly you find them loose in various states of destruction. Here is a bag with all the additional. So here's a bag with all their extra weapons. You see also some video cameras, so I assume April at one point maybe was included. Also I have one last thing to show you guys. This one was an online order from gamecache.fr and I picked up Commando for the 7800, which is a super expensive game. I think one of the most expensive ones, especially here in Europe, and they just sell it for $7.50. Other games are not that cheap, I mean, but if you look around, you can find some deals. Boxed Atari game Frogger was 10, so not that bad. Also picked up a copy of the Ninja, but because this package was lost in the mail, I already picked up another one when I was actually in France for $1.99, so now I have a spare one, so I'm gonna need to filter out my spares and sell them. So this is it for all the video game pickups. Quite a lot of stuff for 2 weeks. Gonna slow down now, right now. Still one cool flea market to go to this Sunday or Saturday, but then it probably will be nothing until after I come back from honeymoon, which is the second week of July, so there will be a rest period. But hope you guys enjoyed and see you in the next episodes.